Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Outta Boston, and today I'm back for episode number 6 of my Pittsburgh Pirates franchise series here on MLB 17, the show. So today we fit the All-Star break. You can see the Home Run Derby taking place on the Monday of All-Star Week, and you can see no representatives from the Pirates did make or were selected to participate in the Home Run Derby. 3 Seattle Mariners were, though. I thought that was pretty cool to see. As for our All-Star representatives, we had one pitcher, Tony Watson, making it as a reliever, 1.82 ERA so far this year. He has been spectacular since taking over as the closer after Mark Melancon was traded away last season. And then we've got Francisco Cervelli as a bench catcher and Starling Marte also as an outfielder on the bench for the National League squad. So 3 All-Star representatives, not too bad. And as July 31st approaches, trade season is picking up. Jonathan VR, in a pretty surprising move, gets traded to the Indians, and Ryan Braun gets shipped out to the Yankees. So these trades not really making a whole lot of sense. I don't know why the Yankees would be trading a starter. I don't really know why the Indians would be trading for another infielder, but I guess it sort of makes sense that the Brewers would be selling off their pieces. I don't know. The trade logic still makes no sense in this game. You can see some of the trades. Gleyber Torres got traded for Aaron Nola. Like, I don't understand, whatever, but oh well, it's not too, I mean, it's not, I don't care about, I'm not such a stickler for realism as much as I used to be, at least on the part of the game, but I do try to keep things realistic with my moves. So I was looking at a couple infielders here to try and upgrade that third base spot. I decided on Jed Lowry. Yunel Escobar was another option, but the Angels are actually in first place, I believe, for the NL West right now, so I didn't want to make that trade. So I ended up going for Lowry from the A's. They were in last place in this, well out of it, and definitely sellers. So my philosophy on this is kind of, we're 50 and 50 right now. We're actually playing pretty good baseball as of late, a lot better than we had been. We were, sort of 4 or 5 games under 500 in the last episode, and now we're sort of right at 500, so we've been playing better. And I think that this team, we're just not really in a position where, if we had more guys who were going to be free agents at the end of the year, I would sort of be more for selling. The thing about where we stand right now is the teams that we're chasing in the wild card are the Giants and the Nationals, which are the 4th ranked and 6th ranked teams respectively in this game. So, or at least, in this franchise so far in the, the power rankings, so to say. Not the power rankings, but the way the game rates the teams based on just the talent on the roster. So we're chasing 2 really good teams, and I don't know if we're going to be able to catch either. So I don't want to go all in on trying to win now necessarily or make the playoffs. And believe me, if I thought we had a really good chance of making the playoffs, I would be all in. I don't care about getting in with it as an 88-win team or a 90-win team or the second wild card. I mean, obviously you want to win the division, but any team that makes the playoffs has a legitimate chance of making the World Series. Just because when you play baseball games with such a small sample, I mean, they play 162 games for a reason. A big part of it is because it takes a really large sample to average out all of sort of the variation that can happen in really small samples with baseball. And in a 5 or 7 game series, literally anything is possible. So anyway, I decided to go out and make a small move for Jed Lowry. It only cost us Antonio Bastardo and a fringe prospect, so it wasn't a big asking price from the A's. And Lowry gives us another option at third base, a spot that we had kind of been filling in with Adam Frazier, David Freese against lefties, but adding kind of one more bat for us, I think, really rounds out our lineup pretty nicely. And that sort of low-cost, I would almost call it a low-risk, low-reward type of trade are kind of the moves I'm going to be looking to make as we approach the deadline. The only other spot I could really think of that I might want to upgrade is either getting another reliever to replace Bastardo, who, although had been struggling for us this year, still was a capable Major League reliever for the most part. And right now we called up Tyler Glasnow to take his place in the bullpen. Of course, he struggled in the rotation at the beginning of the year. But on top of that, with Chad Kuhl, if you didn't notice, he went down for 1 to 2 months with an injury that I cannot remember the specifics of toward the end of July, so it kind of opened up a hole with our 5th starter spot. I decided to put Drew Hutchison there for now, but Glasnow is the guy we would ideally want to take that spot, but he just hasn't performed well enough to, neither in AAA nor at the Major League level. So we kind of have a hole there too. I mean, Hutchison, I'm not really sure he's capable of being the 5th starter. He's been good out of the bullpen for us so far this year, but I'm not sure. So that is, the other spot that we could sort of look to upgrade here before the deadline comes and goes. But anyway, on to the gameplay here, taking on the San Francisco Giants, one of those teams we are chasing in the wild card round, or in the wild card standings. And if you guys haven't noticed it, I've been including a lot of really good defensive clips so far from this gameplay because both teams are showing off the defense. They were flashing the leather a little bit in this gameplay. A pitcher's duel so far between Garrett Cole and Johnny Cueto, but there we get a leadoff single from Alan Hansen and then a sort of infield hit from Starling Marte right there. So we've got 2 on with 1 out. Cervelli pops one up to right field, or flies one to right field. Runner Hansen tagging from third, but he's going to be gunned out. Now, you never want to make the third out at third base, but I thought Hansen was going to get in there easily with his 85 speed rating. But a good throw from the right fielder, Hunter Pence, and they gun out Hansen at first base. So here's another nice defensive play. Jed Lowry in his first game over at third base for the Pirates, making a nice play, and of course rocking the throwback uniform. I love the Giants throwback, so I decided to make this a throwback affair. And these are two pretty nice uniforms. I'm not the biggest fan of the black pants on the Pirates, but it's definitely unique, which I think is cool. Here's Eduardo Nunez after a walk right there. This is actually going to be the first base hit of the game for the Giants. They're going to wave Aaron Hill around, but check out the throw from Josh Bell in time on one hop. So the shutout is preserved. It remains a 0-0 game. That was the first hit, though, of the game for the Giants. 3-2 count to Hunter Pence. That ball is left over the heart of the zone. He rips that one the other way, and then it takes an unlucky bounce there. Bell was in line to play it pretty well, I thought, but it sort of hit kind of the edge of that padding out there that is sort of indented into the wall before you get to the cage out there. I don't really know how to describe it, so it took an odd hop, and that allowed the run to come all the way around from first and score. So the Giants score the first run of the game. It's a 1-0 lead. Cueto now, pitch 108 of the game. Jaso flying one to deep center, but this ball is going to be caught just in front of the warning track by Denard Span, although honestly that was one of the harder hit balls we've had so far this game. Now Alan Hansen, he's got a 3-0 count. Cueto, pitch number 110, is going to be ball 4 to Alan Hansen for a walk. Next batter is Starling Marte after Hansen stole second. Marte is going to work a 5-pitch walk. So just like that, Cueto losing control here as he's still in the game, but he's going to get Polanco to fly this one to left, and the left fielder Jared Parker will be there in plenty of time to make the play to get Cueto out of the inning. So he is through 7. We will see if they bring it back out for 8. His pitch count already up in the 110s, but no one warming in that San Francisco pen, curiously enough. Cole gets through the bottom half of the 7th there, striking out Denard Span. Cueto back out there for the 8th, and he strikes out Jed Lowry, pitching now into the 120s with his pitch count. And he's got Josh Harrison up now, pitch number 126. Strike 3, swinging on the cutter. So Johnny Cueto had his stuff tonight. He was on his A game, and he pitched dominantly. 8 shutout innings. I think he had 10 strikeouts and maybe 3 or 4 walks. But he would be done after that. So Cole working his way through the 8th. He's got a pair of strikeouts right there, as there are 2 down now in the inning with 1 man on. 2 men on now for Hunter Pence, the 2-2 count. He's going to ground this one to the second baseman. Harrison making the play, throw on to first in time. So on to the top half of the 9th, it will be Mark Melancon, the new Giants closer this season, former Pittsburgh Pirate, facing his old team here. And he's got to face Josh Bell to start things off here. The 1-1 count. Bell looping this one towards left center, dropping quickly, but Parker is there to make the running catch. No, he is not, as he drops the ball. So the second error we've seen on what should have been an easy flyout. We saw Josh Bell make an error back in the first inning. We see Parker make one in the 9th. So now it's going to give McCutchen a chance to come up and pinch hit in the pitcher spot. He's going to work a walk. So the tying run aboard now, or the tying run in scoring position, the go-ahead run aboard. Hansen is the next batter. He's going to get under this one, popping it up into shallow left field. Parker is there. He will make the play for out number 1. Actually, that was out number 2. Excuse me. Now 2 down for Marte, and he is just browsing at that 4-seam fastball, dotting the corner of the zone right there. Melancon striking out Marte, who does not strike out a lot, and ending off this game. He picks up the save, and the Giants earn the 1-0 win. So that does it for this gameplay. A defensive pitchers showcase, pitchers duel, whatever you want to call it. And pretty good game, I thought. Entertaining. We definitely had some chances to score, but really for the most part just couldn't put solid bat on ball. And I did make a lot of good contact off Cueto. He pitched well, and I was not really seeing the ball too well. So anyway, that is going to do it. Hope you guys did enjoy this episode. Thanks for watching. It doesn't matter.